My eye was bad. It's still swollen, the allergies, but I said I'll come on, and we have a good video that I'll start in approximately 20 minutes after having started the stream. 4:54. Where the heck is it? No, darn it! I wanted to be here before everyone, but apparently I'm not. I missed another coffee with my buddy Pat. I hope he's going to be here again. If you're around, Pat, au courant de la semaine, man. Today actually would have been a bad day, but I still would have gone. But yeah, I went and did groceries today and did some things preparing for the end. March 24th. I'm going to start the stream by saying this. I have no idea, but March 24th, something incredible is going to happen. This is the second error that I made during last month and this month. On the 20th, I wrote on a video the date, the 24th. This is the second month that it happens. So let's see if something happens on March 24th. I think something good's going to happen on March 24th. Hey, I'm never wrong. Piss people off, but I'm telling you, more and more I'm going to start sharing my because I am the Nostradamus. You guys know that. I mean, that's me. Hello, Rumble. Hello, Twitter. Thank you so much for the encouragement of this channel. The few of you that come by here, we really are a small group of people. A small group of people. One person said, Bruce, not worth mentioning your captures of UFOs if you're not getting a magnetic field. Yeah, like we all have magnetic field sensors up our asses, and everybody walks around with infrared cameras and films a whole bunch of things. As a matter of fact, the government sure didn't have any magnetic sensors. As a matter of fact, it's never been mentioned, right? Unless you're talking about Skinwalker Ranch, or sure, magnetic fields can change. You're talking about a compass. I talk about it. I think I mentioned it once every second stream. I mentioned it. I have my own compass, and I've actually had the compass change before. But people are saying unless you're getting a change in the compass, careful, guys. I have all the proof here. I am getting the change in the magnetic field. As a matter of fact, it's fucking up my lights here. It's making everything very high energy here in this area. Portals over top of my house, guys, all summer. Watch what's going to happen. Watch the incredible videos. And again, I'm going to film another 2000, and people are going to say, must be satellites, dysfunctional satellites that are low in Earth's orbit. Everybody has videos of satellites going through the trees. No, they don't. That's a cool part, because I'm the only one that's able to show that to the public thus far. So human or alien? Human or alien? Egyptians. Are they human or alien? Were they really deforming their crowns, deforming their brains, the skulls, elongated skulls of the Ancons? This is going to be an interesting video, obviously. Not going to linger, not going to repeat what's anybody else did as a video. I'm just going to look at some things quite simply. Proof of advanced tools. And they designed everything. The Egyptians designed everything from medicine, judicial systems, culture, art, religion. I bet you even music. And honestly, in the hieroglyphs, I've showed them before, there are depictions of vehicles, flying vehicles, surrounded by birds on these ancient pyramids, right? So today, more so, people are talking about the pyramids not having anything to do with burials, that they're not objects at all where people were buried inside. And a lot of people, when they hear that, they say, well, that's crazy, because every tomb has lots of Egyptians inside, surrounded by treasures. No, because it's not Indiana Jones, right? And I think a lot of people are mixing up with the movies and reality. I don't even think there were any bodies found in the pyramids. Maybe one. I'm not even sure about Tutankhamun or whatnot. Look it up. Nothing's been found in them, right? Whether they were emptied a long time ago and the treasures emptied a long time ago. I have an old book here that says Napoleon, during the war, Spain or whatever, I don't know, crossed over, right, to Egypt to empty Tutankhamun's, tomb of all his riches and whatnot. And apparently it's a real part of the history, but history changes all the time. So you wonder what the hell's going on. How are y'all doing? Stephen A. Alex is in the house. So excited to be home. Yes. Did you enjoy Colorado? Jules was in Colorado, spent some time with family or friends. So excited to be home and able to join the live. Love having you back. We have our Leah, our beautiful Leah, that has been sick, hoping that she's on the mend. She's probably looking in, watching, and apparently it could be a heck of a flu or something heavy that she caught. So as always, there's no virus or anything. It's just the flu. So just treat it as the flu. That's what you got to do. How's it going, Alex? In the house. Jules of Southern Oregon finally back. Hello, Jules. George, how are you? Thanks, Twitter and Rumble, for listening in. If anyone's over there listening in to the show, we're going to have some interesting depictions, looking at some elongated skulls, which is not even real ones at all. I mean, we're going to be looking at a statue of an elongated skull because I don't want to add any skulls. There's none pertaining to Egypt necessarily. So it's the ideal. They say that the Ankhons, Anchon, Egyptian, did have elongated skulls, and you see Nefertiti and everything with a big high hat. So was it because they were imitating their alien gods, or were they visited? Were they aliens themselves? It's not a wonder why people say that. Just at the size of the monolithic objects, we're going to look at a buried artifact that they buried while they were building the pyramids because it was cracked, and it's just absolutely mind staggering the size of these objects. They were built with machines. They can't have been built with chisels and hammers that they say, limestone and granite, totally hard granite to carve through. And you can't carve through granite unless you have a diamond bit. There's nothing else that will carve through it. There's no metal rotor or anything other type of tool that you'll be able to go through granite with without breaking it. It's got to be a diamond tip. So were they that advanced back then? And I don't want to repeat what I'm going to be talking about also in the video, but the further we get into the years after the Egyptian period, because they were there for a hell of a long time, right? Beaten by in 332 by Alexander the Great. We'll talk about that too. They were there for such a long time, and Macedonians, I think, or something that took them over. But there's pyramids in Africa also. There's even rumors, speculation and conspiracies about maybe Egyptians were black and that the nose was knocked off the Sphinx. Because I want to talk about the Sphinx today also. There's a problem with the water where myself, I was sure it was just water and sand erosion. But there were several times in Giza that the Sphinx was actually manipulated, where the head seems to have been changed because the head is brand new. Either the head was repaired or it was completely changed. Some say, Anubis, the Egyptian god with the dog head and human body, they say that it could be representative of that, the Sphinx. Very interesting. But again, when you look at the Sphinx's face, it doesn't look human. There's even a rumor now that's saying that its eyes are closed. I'm not even going to touch that. But there's the images now, it looks like the eyes are closed. Light plays a big manipulation, like on the moon with what I show. We know that light can manipulate a surface, right? But here on Earth, the shadows change. On the moon, they don't. But here on Earth, hey, Sabotator, how are you? Purple aliens in the house. George, thanks again. The eclipse is the 8th. Yeah, it could be. Well, you see, I'm worried a little bit about the animals. I was laughing with my with someone the other day. They have their plants are sideways. Okay, everything's pointing sideways. Plants do that when they point to the sun, and you have to rotate them all the time. But it spontaneously happened to someone in the community, and I was laughing. And here, as I was laughing at that, um, mine too, the cactus completely veered north to the poles, and the sun's never there, and I don't have any windows that way. So that completely boggled me. That was happening. Is something big coming into the solar system? Hey guys, lots is going on. The sun right now is active, and listen, we're talking about a small solar spot region that is actually pretty aggressive and apparently going to, because the coronal hole facing Earth now, get this, the coronal hole, no, sorry, the sunspot is aligning itself with Earth's core. Uh, Okay. And it's supposed to spit out a corona mass ejection. It'll be soon because this was maybe 2 days ago, almost 3 days ago. So we're right into it tonight or tomorrow morning. Should get an effect of that. So they don't say this on the news, but I say it all the time because my phone lines are freaky here. Internet problems, phone line problems. That's when there's outages on YouTube. That's when there's outages on social media platforms, where we seem to see that they're asking us a lot about the protection and asking us to change our passwords and whatnot. There's something going on. Definitely something going on. But leading up to the eclipse in the States, they're getting security out, like, having people that are going to be posted out during the eclipse. That's sort of a little scary. I wonder why. Is it because that they're worried that there could be a terrorist act during the eclipse because it's going to be dark? Or is it because there is actually something, that is dangerous? Listen, this doesn't happen every day, a full solar eclipse like that. And it's going to be passing over the States and Canada and parts of North America, Mexico and whatnot. I'm looking forward. Hopefully I will be able to see it. Not sure, but yeah, I mean, I'm definitely hoping that something is going to not happen. But I mean, I'm not one thing to happen, nothing bad. But I hope that day I'm going to see the sky, because in Quebec here, it's 68 to 70% cloudy during that period of the year. And since you and I, most of us know now, there's more precipitation outside. Isn't it crazy? Like those of you with telescopes, if you notice that, you just can't get out with a telescope because the moon is not out, literally not out. And when it's out, it's not out for a long time. There's a lot of humidity out there. Karen, 18, thank you very much. Christopher Rollins in the house. Auntie Honey, thanks a lot, you guys. Yeah, more, hey, the snow is moving north here. The coat of snow is moving north. We got the heat coming down here a little bit more. We saw it this year, was absolutely incredible. I hope my eyes going to be okay for the stream. It was absolutely incredible, guys. This year, the record temperatures, and I'm sure, as I know, you guys and gals in the States too, and the UK, around the world, I think even New Zealand, uh, heat temperatures, cold temperatures that are being beaten, that haven't been beaten for like 20, 30 years. We're going to see a lot more changes leading up to 2025. They said it. The sun is going to be ballistic. The sun is going to be ballistic. So granite tools, circular saws did not exist back in Egyptian times, but they would have had to, because there are proof and markings of cutting the stone. And the most fascinating thing is that the stones, 1/3000th of a hair, okay, is what professionals today can align brickwork and masonry. Back in the days, 1/1000th of a hair, half of a hair, is the distance between a pyramid thousands of years ago. Half of a hair. There's no way of calculating that, symmetrically by hand, even if they had bloody rulers. This was all done with maybe even lights and lasers, like aligning themselves. Like they would have been very advanced. Like, think of it. You're going to maybe laugh, but if ever one thing like the laser existed back then, you do know that none of our history is right. Absolutely none of it is right when we talk about archaeological sites. The problem now, the archaeological sites here in the north, it's sad, around Nunavut and other regions all around the world, where the water is going to rise up and accumulate, not because there's more water on Earth, by the way. Certain areas you can get more water. It has nothing to do with the quantity of water on Earth either. I learned that last year, and I was a bit upset, believing that if the icebergs were to melt, that there's going to be so much water on Earth, and that's not true. And it's because of buoyancy. And when I learned about buoyancy, as stupid as ice cubes in a glass, your ice cubes are sitting over top of the glass this high. You can pile it up. When it melts, it's going to be the same quantity flush as the glass. It's not going to overflow because the volume is greater when it freezes, when water expands, right? Water will expand when it freezes. So it's not true that the water on this earth is going to all of a sudden, everything's going to flood. It can if it blocks bridges. Obviously, big icebergs would block, mains and dikes or whatever, and it's going to cause water to go out of the bed, sure, but it's not because of buoyancy, water is going to be the same. And I've been looking at some pictures from hundreds of years ago, guys. No, I thought I wanted to get you on that one. I said, Bruce, hundreds of years ago, there was not any cameras. As far back as, the first Dario images and stuff, you can see the shorelines in the States that they were showing. That's exactly the same today, guys. The shoreline has not changed in like, I don't know, so many years. There's a reason for why water distributes itself and moves. I'm starting to think water's alive, eh? Damn, it moves around on Earth sometimes. The flash floods in the States. I'm never going to understand that one. They're talking about light being possibly sentient now. This is all research is being done. They're not going to tell humans about it, but it's damn interesting, I'm telling you. Me, it remains the unknown is just so interesting. Anika in the house. Hello, Hauser's here. How's it going, guys? Dancer in the storm in the house. Thank you very much, sir. I'm telling you, I've been showing a lot. And the more I show it, that's when you get gaps where the traffic disappears, sadly. But again, if they're hiding David Grush, you'd be sure as hell I'm not going to be the one that's going to come up before them. My research, a lot of you are going to say, is he comparing himself to David Grush? No, not even. I think maybe what I showed is even more dangerous than what David Grush is talking about. It's on the moon. Think of it. David Grush is talking about an alien retrieval program where they went and got a downed UFO. I'm seeing them live landing and taking off from the bloody moon. If they didn't mention it, it's because there's something wrong about that. Either, whether it be nefarious reasons or not, they're not talking about it, and that makes absolutely no sense. 5:11 now, so as I wrote in the description, we'll be looking at a really cool video, interesting video today about ancient civilizations related to the possibility of, there being an alien race here on Earth, or have been an alien race here on Earth. Lots of you like me believe that the aliens still are here, right? I'm really intrigued by all the different sizes of species. They talk about the Ebens of 39 inches, the gray aliens 4.5 inches, like the aliens of Roswell. You got the taller aliens. And now I never spoke about species until 2023, and late enough, because that's not something I wanted to ever talk about until there was more proof. Paul Hellyer, unfortunately, passed away a couple of years ago, talked about 4 to 5 species. And that's really intriguing me. Haim Eshed, I'm repeating myself, retired defense minister, who's still alive, by the way, very recently, 2 years ago, mentioned that there's an alien hybrid, not human or not just robot. Robot is like hybrid, it's both. Okay. But they're American, or working for the Americans that live inside of Mars. How dare he get the chance to say that, and there be no repercussions or no reply from the Pentagon about that. But you all know the Pentagon are the ones that are hiding the truth, right? Why are they hiding the truth? Is it really for national security, or is it because they don't want Russia to know some technology that they have in their possession? These programs, Ross Coulthart, another guy you got to watch from News Nation, confirmed that these programs, basically the people in line, not basically, it's a fact, they're hired to lie. They have to lie. I'm not going to talk about anything going on those programs, but a lot of you even here think that it's not going to come out. It's not going to come out from the ones hiding it on the inside, but it is going to come out. But again, that's just my belief, but I really do, without a doubt, believe that this is coming. It's already coming out, by the way. They already said that it existed, the program. So now they're going to have to prove that it doesn't exist. There's Congress. We can expect Congress to give a push. I'm waiting for Tim Burchett to talk about this. Paula Luna. There's over 40 whistleblowers now, but maybe even 50 plus whistleblowers with firsthand experience and knowledge about that. So, facts, 1987. Thank you. Elias, how's it going, brother? There you go. I don't think there are either. They can be. I'm like, those of you that think they are, you could be right. But in general, I don't think they are. I think they're more. Uh, Listen, I'm not going to hide it. There's trends. Ages ago, conspiracy theorists started saying it could be a power plant. Me, I believe that because I believe it could attract some type of energy. But a lot of us came to that conclusion. I know a lot of you here that didn't even know that we're talking about them being power plants, and a lot of people are assuming that it conserves or holds energy. Right? Some talk about it being aligned with Orion. Sorry, not aligned. Well, the placement of the pyramids are like in the constellation of Orion, the stars, the way they are, different sizes. It doesn't mean it is so, right? So when I get all these theories and ideals, myths or not, I take it with a grain of salt. I do my own analysis and research. I could maybe come up with my own hypothesis, analysis on some of the things, but it doesn't mean I'm confirming anything. The only thing I can confirm is that there's someone on the moon, whether they're alien or human. I think the story, everything secretive or mystery comes down to that. We just all want to know if it's human or alien. Why would they hide the Sphinx? Why was the Sphinx buried? Is it really because sediment accumulated in the sand and whatnot? There's something wrong about the rain. It can't be rain in Egypt. You know that 7,000 to 12,000 years ago, they said there wasn't even water there. Yet they had water in the Nile and vegetation, even you know lots of vegetation. They say, but it's been 7,000 to 12,000 years. All that time, long ago, there was not water in that region of Egypt. Is it true or not? I don't know, but that's what the pros say. So was it a flood then? A lot of people say that all of the seashells. Well, there must have been water here before because we're finding seashells and tree stumps and whatnot. So I think yes, it's a possibility. But I have another theory that if there was a flood, whether you want to call it the Great Flood or not, think of it. Everything's sedimentary. Okay. All the sediment, all these seashells, and even rocks and minerals are going to start traveling downstream to wherever this massive flood is. And if you look on the overhead maps of the geography of Earth, guys, you could tell that the mountains, the way they form these massive hills, it would mean that water, a very wide angle of water, would have swept across parts of Egypt also. And it's like, how? Why all of a sudden that? Maybe that's why that some people say that it was an event that was not a natural event, was a godly event or something. Star Hunter, greetings, Earthlings. Thanks, man. Anika in the house. We have Ken Ash here. Thanks for coming back, my friends. Finally got those notifications from YouTube. Hey, tell me about that. Right on. Hey, Mr. Kai. Yeah, you see, that's exactly it. A lot of people don't know the truth about, we all assume that the hieroglyphs, that they're all infested with hieroglyphs, that there's sarcophages in all of them, and that there's a king in each one that's designated. Because there's a lot of theories that some of the kings, which is pretty stupid that they have, somebody, they would have all these slaves, workers building their tombs for them, which took, based on what history said, like 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Totally stupid. Some of it, a lot of it doesn't make sense, honestly. I think so, me. Center structure accessible via climb. Um, can't really see that there. And a lot of people think stuff about Egypt, and it just really isn't so. They were advanced with, which is true, with the pipes and water, and a little bit of that we're going to look at there. It's already 5:19, so like I said, 5:20. We'll be able to jump into that video, and we see a lot of them explaining electricity. They're holding uh, uh, machines with wires on them, and they show production lines and everything. This is all in ancient hieroglyphs, and again, none in Gaza on top of it. So who says that we're even Egyptians there? It's Egypt, yeah, but it could have been black, it could have been Asian, it could have been anything that we probably have no clue. And there's something when somebody says, as a matter of fact, the Egyptians don't even know who built the Sphinx. They have no idea what culture, well, Egyptian culture, but from when, from what time or whatnot, because there's been repairs done on it. They got a smaller head that's sitting in it. If it's not Anubis or whatnot. Yeah, and Rookie, I filmed airplanes. Je suis de chez moi aujourd'hui. J'ai mis les vidéos ralenties sur ma communauté. Ah ouais? Our friend Yen filmed several airplanes that were literally hunting, were following several UFOs right over his house today. Yan and Rookie. So you guys definitely head on over and see the channel. Yan, a guy comes often to the channel. He's a smart guy, but on top of him, aside from him being a smart guy, Yan at his house films the most chemtrails that I think I've ever seen anybody film. It's pretty bad. Grids all the time. He has a lot of helicopter activity around him. Not living near a base or anything in particularly either. Yes, sir, Yann, j'ai partagé ça, puis j'espère que plusieurs personnes vont aller voir aussi en même temps after the stream. Hannah Pilato, thank you very much. Listening from South Africa. Cape Town, thank you very much. Hey, wow. Love you guys in South Africa. Cape Town, thank you very much. I've heard of Cape Town. Well, that's what I wanted to see. Is Leah here? Okay, well, hold on here. I'll see her at one point. Where is Leah? Marty Beck. More proof is in Greenland. Go to these coordinates on Google Earth where there's 5,000 meter wide flying saucer. Yeah, I've seen it actually. I think, yeah, it could be the same one. Melting ice reveals an undeniable alien craft. Yeah, we're starting to see this more and more often. There's even one on Mars. So, yeah, definitely something. Is Leah in the house? I'm going all the way down because I don't see her. Simon Fire. Hey, crazy music, Space Jam in the house. And I don't see Leah yet, so I'm going to go all the way down. Yes, yeah, man. Listen, China, and now hang on. Then you got the Inca. The Mayans. They came after the Egyptians, which the Egyptians were there for ages. Thanks, Stephen A. I also heard that one too. Some people say that it was a black depiction, wider nose, native depiction, and it was chopped off. There's one I'm going to shoot in there. If they knew and or heard that there was a chamber in the head, which there is, we're going to look at that too together. Maybe they were trying to get inside of it. Maybe they didn't know where it was, the entrance. Apparently on the top, there's an entrance right there at the top of it. I still don't see Leah, so I'm going to scroll down here. I see Sandra. Hey, Sandra. Thank you very much, Sandra. Got two windows. The sun rises and sets, and it's been jogging around. Yep. In the last couple of years. Exactly right. See, a couple of years ago, Kai, a lot of us, even here, people started talking about they had like a table with plants on it that have been there for years, and that now they had to move it over because the sun wasn't hitting it anymore. I've seen it several times, and you're right about it. It's not continual. It's like it jumps back away out of place and then it comes back to place, right? So I didn't see Leah yet. Heard and tell that nothing will happen. However, until this last weekend, Ancient Portals were programmed to release Red Mercury in over a dozen locations with Redstone. Red Mercury, that's, yeah, what they put in the German UFOs. My husband's Gibson Les Paul Studio. Hard Body is now in Colorado with my daughter. Oh, awesome. That's cool. I got some special treatment on flight with my precious cargo. Yeah, my hubby is smiling down from heaven. Right on, Jules. That's awesome. Keep it in the family. And that's one of the few things that my dad was so young. He didn't have time to accumulate anything. My his old guitar, right? It's frequencies. It's a frequency. You must have strummed it a couple of times and it gave you memories and stuff like that. So that's cool. Those are cool stories. So is Leah in the house? Look at the symbols on the monoliths. They look like they were done with a router, not a chisel and hammer. Yeah, absolutely. This They were able to carve in the granite, bring it down, or leave it three-dimensional, and it's all one piece. It wasn't added onto it. We can't do that shit today. It'd be very, very hard to do that today. If not, we'd have buildings like that today. That'll be awesome. Yes, sir. My husband played very well, and I play my Martin Dreadnought. That's right. I think you had mentioned that. Right on, Jules. Wow, hopefully that's a good thing that they stopped it. I mean, are you saying that like in a positive thing because they stopped it? Because we all know that the meds help, but the more we take the damn meds. Hey, Pat's in the house. So sorry, my brother. Thanks for the beautiful, kind invitation this morning. I'm still going to shoot it out there. I'm not running from you. If ever it happens again, don't be shy to let me know again. Did it ahead of time and everything. I saw that you had commented right after I had posted, but I posted the music video, went to do the groceries. I went around Ormstown too. I wasn't far from there. We got snow here, man, today. Several times. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I missed the cool coffee with my buddy Pat. Fuck. Fudge. Sorry. Kids listening in. UFO parts, that's where you send them. I thought you were going to say you have a DD14. Hoorah! I have a D45 as well. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. D45. I over the years, Jules, I had did I have a Takeman? Not sure. I had a Yamaha, I had a Fender, and now the Lore, which is the Gibson company, the one that's on the wall there. My Fender Resonator, and the one that during the Christmas stream 3 years ago, some of you guys had contributed, 4 or 5 of you, $20 each for me to go get a guitar to start playing some music like online for the fun of it. Went and got a $150 guitar at the pawn shop, and I played the shit out of that. My open back, the cutaway guitar, and I still have it. Leslie Strong, how are you? Right on. Love you guys. What's the time? 5:13. Okay, I'm sure. I guess there's a lot of people here. Oh, yeah, there is a lot of people here. Thanks so much, guys. I'm gonna start the video. I was just looking for Leah to be sure that I was able to see her. Oh, she might be on Rumble, but I should still see her here. No, so I don't see Leah, unfortunately. Susan Ravella in the house. But if Leah's here, good. I probably just missed her. I know she wasn't feeling good. Sending you energy, Leah, if she's in the house. Beat me up, Spotty. Spotty. Anika, child of thought. In the house. Look at all these people here. Awesome. Casa Nostra, thanks for coming back, brother, as always. I guess I'm going to have to go down all the way. I think we're that many people. Welcome, Darla says. Thank you so much, Darla. Robert Hammock, thanks, brother. Nicole S is in. Sprooksy, thanks, you guys. We're going to start a cool video. Un videos en ciento civilizaciones. I totally made that up. David White, how's it going, brother? The Emerald Tablets. Hey, thanks for mentioning that awesome song, man, that I gave a brief try on. Absolutely amazing. Hey, Bruce. Bruce. I was looking at Thoth. Toth. In the Emerald Tablets, I heard of the Emerald Tablets. Yes, was the only person to ever claim that he built the pyramids. That I didn't know. Interesting. It could have been an ornamental head, absolutely. But listen, they did find an elongated skull. It's one of the kings. Which one was his name? It starts with a K. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, there was one that had an elongated head. As a matter of fact, Tutankhamun said that he had an imperfection. It wasn't he the one with the crooked spine or whatnot, whether they had diseases. Listen, could be inbred. Talking about hierarchy, bloodlines and stuff. They must have obviously all been inbreeding, right? Right on, Anika. Yeah, so we're sending energy to Leah. Francisco Contreras, thank you very much. Saludos. Muchas gracias por venir a mi canal de investigación, amigo. Red mercury in the balls, the tip of their other collectors. Yeah, like put it in I was like, what's that poison that the the tribes put in their darts? Anika, thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Anika, for sharing that. Leah still has pneumonia. Send her. Yeah, listen, energy, love, and prayers for sure. Honestly, thank you very much, Anika. Donovan in the house. I was joking. That's okay. When did Moses leave out Egypt? I have a theory. That's who built the pyramids. Interesting. Actually, a long time ago, somewhere over the rainbow, I heard that. I heard somebody mention that before. And remember, only winners write history, right? Thank you for sharing that, Ask Me. Good one. It could be. Memories, Jules. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, from the ether. Yeah. Did you see the coils? Listen, Egyptians there, they were able to melt rock, guys. And they melt stone. Melted it, okay, around copper coils, right? That ran up through this you know, triangular stone. So they knew a lot about energy and technology. As a matter of fact, guys, I'm going to go as far before we jump in that video because it's interesting. I'm going to go as far as saying they probably went through the period that we went through inventing plastics and electricity and all the poisons and contaminating the solar system and the planet, then the solar system probably went to space too. And then they started trying to heal the planet, doing things naturally. They were far advanced. When I look at the moon, I believe what they did there is they leaked rock everywhere. They formed all these platforms with rock, melted, molten rock. However the hell they did that. Hey, right on, Jules. Happy birthday. So, hey, wait a minute. So that means it was your birthday? I have to think. I can't sing happy birthday in drop D. Hey, good day to you. Rupa Normanoid channel. Normanoid. I love that one. Thank you very much. Got me in a tongue twister there. Thanks, Osiris. Thanks, you guys. You guys ready to see the video? Yeah, happy birthday, Jules. No, listen. That's in drop D. I'm not going to play it in drop D. Probably won't be able to. Okay, I'll do something special then. Don't worry, guys. Oh, there, Twitter live. Everybody's leaving. No, don't leave. I'll be right back. Happy birthday, Jules. Jules is 60 years old. 60 years old and she's partying. Happy birthday, Jules. I hope you had a very, very nice birthday. I missed it. All right, I had too much fun with that. So, yeah. She got a drop D birthday song. A lot cooler. You guys buy a guitar and buy a slide. When the blackout hits, there'll be no electricity, and all you're going to hear is. That's what you're going to hear all through the town. That's what I'm going to be doing. Are we ready to get into? It is excellent. I never really experienced with any other tuning except. No, there's no except. No, absolutely not. Elias got me trying it. I knew all about the other tunings, didn't even try it. But honestly, when I found out, before I met Elias, I found out the Rolling Stones, most of the songs are done in open G. And when you get into the open G, like my other guitar, and you start playing it, you go, holy crap. You play just like the Rolling Stones. Kiki Mora, thanks so much, guys, for being here. Dave, thanks, man. Hey, have fun, Kai. Thanks for any of you guys got something to do, celebrations. Don't ever feel that you have to stay here, but I appreciate you so much for stopping by. Hey, listen. Hey, we're almost the same age, Jules. I'm gonna be hitting 50. And honestly, I don't think I'll make it to 60. So yeah, I'm probably gonna think like you when I get there. Hey, Jules, it is my pleasure. I have no idea what that just sounded like, though. Bruce, who invented the standard tuning tone that we all tuned our musical instruments to till this day? Oh, well, damn it. I want you to immediately tell me and let me know that because I think that's awesome. But that was at 5:30. Yeah, you just wrote that. Okay, hold on. Let me try to guess. Bruce, who invented the standard tuning tone we all tune our musical instruments to? Why, I'm going to tell you it's the inventor of the guitar. No, I'm going out on a limb here. I don't know who invented the first guitar. Was it Guitaro String? Something like that. That's an interesting question. Never even thought of looking that one up, boy. Let us know. Claude, ben merci beaucoup, ma belle. J'arrive de promenade avec mes biens. Ben super! Super, j'espère que tu vas super bien. Merci, Claude. On va regarder une vidéo ensemble de anciennes civilisations égyptiennes. Harmonics, the ones that sound good together. Yeah, that's how it is. The harmonics. Like, by the dawn. Oh, that's a good one. Is an argument. Keith Richards has a weird setup for his guitars. He absolutely does. Keith Richards plays with the open G, like that one there, and which is basically open notes is the G chord, and he takes off the big string, and then he plays it. It's easier taking off the big string, and he puts puts a cigarette in his mouth, and he plays pretty good. You guys ready to get into the video? Nice to see all these people here. Thanks so much, you guys. Oh, goodness. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so I'll save the video. Share. All right. It'll take only a couple seconds. It won't be too long. We'll call it Egypt. Egypt. There we go. We're going to save that. We'll watch that together. It'll take about 20, 30 seconds. 20, 30 seconds. 20 seconde. It looks like it's going to take 5 minutes. No, I'm kidding. It's getting there. So, geez, we got Rumble, Twitter in the house. That is totally awesome. When I play the open D like that, it reminds me of with the tumbleweed going by, like sort of Western, like, you know. It's Western, it's bluesy. So, yeah, a couple minutes. It shouldn't be too long. It's about halfway through. I'm going to be saving that. We're going to be going to look at the video about ancient Egypt, but not just about ancient Egypt, not a repeat. Some cool aspects of some things that don't really make sense from way back then, you know. And I was getting so carried away in the video. I'm up to about 17 minutes here, and I stopped it there. So I said that should be enough strain putting on my community. We're about 3/4 there, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for not having saved it ahead of time. I started the stream early. Instead, what I should have done is saved the video. I would have been just on time. It's almost ready there. Okay. Am I still on? I don't see anyone anymore. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Hi. Got scared there. Anika, thanks again for that generous contribution. Lots of people listening in, so the video is ready. I'm going to show that. I'm going to close that. Come on, please. It's got StreamYard's open, taking a little longer. There we go. Yep. So let's just do it exactly like that, and I'll share it right away. Please enjoy, everyone. I'm going to put this volume. I'm going to present the screen. Partager l'écran. Share screen. Thanks for listening in, everyone. This is a good one, guys. Check out my UFO videos, guys, by the way. It's the best on YouTube. I'm telling you, on anywhere on the internet. I like saying that because it pisses off the trolls. Trolls. There we go. Full screen it. Get Bruce off. Bruce's big head out of there. Get the full screen up for you all. And here we go. Where we stop? No, nobody knows. Enjoy, everyone. There has to be a part missing, right? Some depictions or hieroglyphs or images that were hidden for some reason, and that's a fact because we can clearly see that they have all the tools that we have today. And listen, they're even more advanced in the way that they built, and we're going to talk about that. You can see the borehole on the right there, which is absolutely ridiculous. They're boring through granite and building limestone objects and cutting them ever so close and tight, the pieces more tight than our machines are doing today. And they were at, they had the judicial system, they had the medicine, they showed hierarchy, religion, as we see through just a few of these cool depictions. Here's an advanced machining in ancient Egypt. I mean, look at it. You can clearly see that it's electricity and the wiring on it. And you're going to see throughout just some of these depictions here, which proves that they were so far advanced back then. It's obviously the reason why they're not telling us about how advanced they were, because honestly, guys, as you progress ahead thousands of years later after the Egyptians, okay, like the Mayans and stuff, they were way more primitive than the Egyptians were. But the Egyptians and everything, those empires were there a long time ago, farming, like we do, and not just like we do. There's like not much difference, right? Here, really incredible. You could literally see on the top a production line. I was looking at this. You clearly see that they were,
that's incredible.
Line, obviously sales too, and everything. In the center, weaving baskets or whatnot in the center there, and on the bottom, maybe another electrical setup, or no, it's a hose. So piping systems and whatnot on the bottom that you see here. That's absolutely incredible, because we're talking how many thousands of years ago? Egypt Empire. It was unified around 3100 BCE, and it lasted as a leading economic and cultural influence throughout North Africa and parts of the Levant until it was conquered by the Macedonians, and this was in 332 BCE. Without knowing anything about the culture or even understanding the hieroglyphs, very common things that we see, we can tell ritualistic like events, religious events. You see the crosses over on the left there, the worship, right? When you look at this, you can see worshiping to a hierarchy just by looking at the image without even knowing anything. And again, I could be wrong. The Ankh symbol, as you see here, it's sometimes referred to as the key of life, right? Or the key of the Nile, but it's representative of eternal life in ancient Egypt. That's what the Ankh represents. And also the first cross, by the way, ever. Created by Africans long ago, the Ankh is said to be the first or original cross. Don't wonder where the elites and the deep state is getting the hierarchy ideal and the enslavement. You can clearly see the hierarchy right here. And the servants, the people less higher than the rulers that are always depicted as being big people. Why do you think they talk about them having been alien or even giants? Just look at some of the things you see on the pottery. High heads. Look at the small person on the left. Always a depiction of a tall figure, right? Is it just to represent the hierarchy, or was it because they were giants? No, we're talking theory, but how cool is that? What is this? Yes, an out-of-place artifact. Quite out of place, considered a computer. You can look it up for yourself on Wikipedia. What is it?
Looks like it was in water,
I got
eh?
a problem with when they said they invented the wheel, and I got a problem with a lot of what we were seeing, gears and whatnot. Fragment of Antikythera mechanism, a mechanical computer from the 2nd century BCE, showing a previously unknown level of complexity. Wow. So food for thought.
Complexity. That was funny.
The evidence is cut in stone, they say. Well said. A compelling argument for the lost high technology in ancient Egypt. What is this? Circular wheel. You understand that they had many mechanisms ahead of us that we were able to carve.
So yeah, no hieroglyphs in the pyramids, but they sure do have some on statues and objects like ancient Egypt, or like Hauser was saying, that there is none in Giza. So why does everybody think that they're filled, with sarcophages and everything? It's the story. It's the story that's being said, and you'll see further on in the video, Egyptians do not like the idea, especially not even Elon Musk. 2 years ago, he was invited over to Egypt to see the pyramids so that they could prove to him that there were no aliens involved. In reality, it's a shit show.
In stone and do a whole slew of things that today we need massive electricity and equipment to do, right? And carving in stone is not necessarily the easiest.
You're going to say I'm primitive or maybe closed-minded? I find I'm open-minded. I saw this and a couple of more images, and it was finished for me. If they told us they didn't have tools back then and they did all this by hand, it's bullshit. I'm sorry. I think it is, but I could be wrong.
This thing to do.
look up the type of stone, what they were cutting through. And it was pretty tight what they were doing. The best evidence for advanced saw marks. So we're looking at saw marks, and these are from ancient times, by the way. There's no fakery here, we hope, right? Online, Global Education Project, I'm trying to leave the names up so you guys can do your own research. But quite simply, I want to look at the aspect of here boring into
I know what some of you are thinking. If you say that that's recent and somebody recently did it years after, I am not going to deny that, because that would make total sense. But these that I'm showing you, and some of them apparently are legitimately ancient, right? And that boring through stone like that, through granite, without chipping it and whatnot, guys, I mean, it's ahead of its time there.
Granite, right? This is a drill hole and saw marks in ancient Egypt. Look at that. Cutting stone like that. Could you imagine doing that today? How hard it would be? Here, a lost ancient technology revealed. It's a mechanical granite machine saw, nearly 2,000 years old. How were they cutting through stone like that? And not just cutting through stone. I'm going to show you one of the things that really interests me, cutting through granite. Okay. When they were putting the stones together, today, when we put massive stones together, we have yet to build a pyramid, by the way. The stones are about like 3,000th of a hair. Okay. They used to put it half of a hair. Take a hair and split it in half, and that is how close the blocks were. So I always said it must have been water that was there back in the day. But the problem with the back in the day, 7,000 and some even say 12,000 years ago, that was the last time there was rainfall in Egypt, in Cairo, and all the areas where we see the Sphinx, the Great Sphinx, and everything. Hard to believe, but there was no rainfall. Okay, it's been sandblasted for thousands of years, but 7,000 to 12,000 years, no rainfall? Well, there's a problem. The Bible dates and stuff, you know what I mean? So when you look at the Sphinx at the bottom, you clearly can tell that it looks like water erosion, and it was buried. The head does look like I told you, that it was repaired, changed. Now there could have been anything up there. In proportion to the body, the head is smaller. That's what everyone is saying.
Do you understand what I meant about the 7,000, 12,000? Back, because this is older than they think. And the professionals now are saying that, many of them, and they're finding proof of it. But back 7,000 to even 12,000 years ago, there was no precipitation. For whatever the reason, you can look it up. That's what they're saying in history. But you can see that there's the construction here, which, by the way, this is all one piece. It's 244 by 66 feet. And they say that this was re-added on. So for whatever the reason, if you look at the face, it sort of doesn't look necessarily human. Look at the lines here. 1, 2, 3. Notice the lines here. Could be repairs. There could be something else too. Oh boy. Well, we're in a big snowstorm. There we go. Let's play it before we cut me off again.
And I'm telling you, obviously you can clearly see that it was redone, but hey, listen, it was redone a hell of a long time ago. Egyptians themselves don't even know what the Sphinx is.
That's true.
Such an interesting object. There's so much speculation around it, that the French had bombed off the nose. And listen, for all we know, maybe they were trying to get into the head. Maybe they knew that there was a compartment inside, right? All they had were cannons, I would assume, right? I mean, it's just absolutely impossible that with people with chisels and hammers and
when I say cannons, I'm talking about the hundreds of years after of people invading Egypt. I'm not talking about cannons during Egyptian times, but you know what? I'm pretty sure they had more advanced objects and cannons. I think they were using lasers and lights. Honestly, I know it sounds nuts.
Are going to be able to pull up and haul up and carve these things. Absolutely impossible. There's speculation about it maybe being a black individual, that Egyptians were black and that the nose was taken off. I'm just repeating what speculation comes from this incredible, mysterious object. There's also talk of the dog-headed Egyptian Anubis, also, that it could have represented that person at that period of time. 219, they found out that there were passages and tunnels. The Sphinx is home to a number of tunnels and passages. They say some were created by treasure hunters, of course, and others by people recarving the Sphinx, and because it was work done over many years, and others are quite simply unknown. There is even a shaft at the top of the Sphinx's head. There are even reportedly access tunnels to some large and natural caves directly under the Sphinx. And speculation is that could any of these tunnels lead to the underneath of the nearby neighboring pyramids? Is it hard to drill in stone today? What would you need to drill into stone? Diamond drill bits, often referred to as a diamond tipped drill bit. They're designed to cut through hard stone. No other type of drill bit will cut through stone. There's just no way they could have done all that by hand. They did some calculations to build a pyramid and cut all that stone by hand. It took hundreds of years. No jokes. Look at the holes bored inside of the granite, and they were doing this like in large quantities. This one absolutely fascinates me. This is extreme Egyptian masonry that was buried. Okay. It wasn't buried by us when we found it. It was buried by the Egyptians themselves. Why? Most likely because it was cracked. I'm going to show you a different angle. This one, absolutely incredible. I think Joe Rogan also talked about this exact monolith that was buried. There's no way in living hell that human beings are going to lift that up. But now look at the people there on the top of the image. Understand the size of this. Could you imagine pulling that with ropes? What ropes? What anything or idea or pulley will be able to lift these objects, but in time to build the entire Egyptian empire without them having done just that. Look at all the cut marks in that. I mean, it's perfect. It's beautiful. And here's the interesting part. Okay. Here's 1/8 of an inch here that you can see there. Look at this. Is ancient, by the way, machined artifacts, prehistoric guys. Okay. From Giza. And look how close these objects are together. We can't even do that today. And let alone, like I said, we haven't even built a pyramid today. Look at the holes, advanced machining in ancient Egypt right there. And you can see that they had the machines, the tools to be able to dig into stone like that. Again, don't forget, as we progressed later, many thousands of years, guys, look at the size of the people in this and the blocks. What? I mean, these are one pieces. The Sphinx is said to be one piece, except for the repairs, obviously, when they redid the head a lot smaller than possibly it was. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, not long ago, guys, look at the size of these people. Excuse me. Look at the block. Do you think Egyptian? That's one piece. It's not several pieces stuck together there. It's one block carved out that they were moving around and hauling around. Can you imagine that being moved around or even stood up? Or, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little ridiculous by hand of all things. All right. Said to be one piece, except for the repairs, obviously, when they redid the head a lot smaller than possibly it was. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, made significant contributions, guys, to mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and even engineering. They also developed a very sophisticated system of writing, art, religion. It's never ending. And this influenced cultures around the world for many years after that, and even today. Then I looked at a few posts written from Egypt in English, and aside from this one, oh boy, apparently Egyptians do not take too kindly 2020 Egyptian professionals, they say, to what people think of the alien conspiracy, they say, yeah, conspiracy, right? Right. I don't think there's much of a conspiracy that aliens were involved with the creation of the entire empire, let alone the pyramids. But Egypt tells Elon Musk, this is an older post from August 2020. Egypt has invited billionaire Elon Musk to visit the country and see for himself that its famous pyramids were not built by aliens. A SpaceX boss had tweeted what appeared to be support for conspiracy theorists, they say, who say aliens were involved in the colossal construction effort. But Egypt's international cooperation minister does not want them taking any of the credit. She says seeing the tombs of the pyramid builders would be the proof. The tombs discovered in the 1990s are definitely definitive evidence, she says. Experts say that the magnificent structures were indeed built by ancient Egyptians. But maybe the ancient Egyptians
were aliens.
I don't know why Elon and me and everyone else, like a lot of you, can't have their own opinions. Wasp, fish.
Now, see, look here. It says the helicopter here it lifts at the Temple of Seti. The Temple of Seti is in Egypt, and we see these depictions. So either they're saying that these aren't hieroglyphs, but in reality, it could be that. It could be exactly that, that they are images and that they aren't part of the hieroglyph. I'm pretty sure this one isn't there, you know? So whether it's a fish or a hook, I would say. See, I don't know. Anyways, could be a fish or some type of other flying creature, but here you definitely can tell that it's a bug, an insect. But look here with the depiction of, maybe I'm wrong, I think it could be a bird, but look at the helicopter here, the line going right across, right? You could say, no, it's lined up with this. No, it's not. There's a gap here and it's the right length. Isn't that scary for you? Helicopter. I mean, everything's there. Here it says tank. I would say more like a boat. This almost looks like a UFO. And they said possibly another plane or maybe a jet, but it doesn't look like a plane, honestly. But this, pretty much, when you look at that, that's pretty incredible.
A boat, UFO, not plane, and maybe a plane or jet there on the bottom, all together with a bird right in the center. What do you think that could depict?
In theory,
shooting the shit here, but in reality, all these look like objects that are flying objects that are grouped all together. Here it is. I backed out for you. Top right there is where the groupment of.
So that's the Seti tomb. So is it in Egypt or not? There are some depictions, but maybe it's not considered hieroglyphs. Like I looked it up too. Hauser's right. If you look it up, they say that guys, it does not have any. The pyramids do not have any hieroglyphs, but you can see some here or depiction. Anyways, there's the Ankh, signifies eternal life and whatnot. So yeah,
all the objects are. I'm telling you, hieroglyphs, very interesting. Are we getting the real meanings? Was everything shown to us? Probably not. Have you ever heard of the Ankons? The Ankons is where they talk about the.
You see that? I just can't get over the symmetry, and all this would have been long ago. It's like
things. Was everything shown to us? Probably not. Have you ever heard of the Ankons? The Ankons is where they talk about the elongated skulls. But the thing is that some people say that they look alien and they could be alien. Some say that they used to deform their skulls, much like some of the more recent tribes do themselves.
I think Egyptians could possibly be black
today. But I'm being honest here. There's no depiction in any hieroglyphs back in the Egyptian times that would explain to us, and and they had a lot of detail. They explained everything, showing us that they're actually deforming their heads by wrapping bands or whatever around it. You don't see that. So this is where the speculation of aliens come from. Definitely. Think of it. Birthing stools to give birth to be placed that way, which is obviously the right position to do so if you're not in a hospital, right? And surgical tools, ancient Egypt is the album there. Absolutely incredible. Look at that. So you want to talk about it? I did the research. Underneath it says a birthing stool. It's not me making it up there. And it makes sense, eh? Because that is how the woman would have to be placed for it to easily give birth if she's not in the hospital. And apparently some surgical tools. But the scary part is that the tools that we have today, it's like it's just everything's identical. It's like we just literally picked up everything from the past and we just bettered it, and actually not bettered it. We actually cut corners. I think the ideal of the elites was, even now today, is to make that same empire, but with efficiently using, you know, lighter material or easier working material and whatnot. But it's not going to last. My fridge sounds like it's going to explode. Um, am I still there? Okay, there we go. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little video. I find it went by fast. For me, it was very interesting because it's just a couple of signs that show us that it's stuff they don't talk about. If they don't talk about the exact truth of all the marks and stuff, I didn't have time to get into it, but Stonehenge, guys, Stonehenge has also the cutting out of the top of the stones. I'm going to be careful what stone it was. I don't know if it was granite or not. Maybe not. Maybe so. Heavy stone, anyways, and nickel clips that were placed inside that with bolts going in, metallic. I mean, foundries back in the days, apparently that they didn't exist. They would have had to heat up 5,000 degrees in a foundry to get that metal the way it is. And these plates were there for the longest of times. So it already existed back in the days. And they don't talk about that. It's almost scary. Thank you so much, Darla. Anika. Thanks, Darla. I love you guys. Love you, gals. Love you, all you guys. Good people here. Oh, yes. The best, smallest, but best community. And again, we got our family on Twitter now, the Twitter army, which saved the channel. Imagine we're being suppressed. I don't get views from people on Twitter. I hope you guys know that. If you're here on Twitter, you're one of only 100 people every 3 days that come to the channel now. So they did it. They completely stopped YouTube traffic. So basically, the 100,000 people here, I don't know who they are, but there's not many people coming back. So lots of manipulation being done on the channel. So if you like the videos and just, keep coming back, it. Ask Darla, ask anyone who's been here for a long time. When the UFO is starting back, I'll be posting long videos and I'm showing everything, and then nobody's coming by, and it's just these amazing videos. And but I really appreciate those of you that are coming by to check it out. That is a fact. Thank you, Jules. Does it take all your info? Oh, yes. They said to be sure to remove the app off your cell. And which app is that? TikTok? Best place on earth to see UFOs. Only place to see UFOs on the moon. Thank you, sir. This is your real source for UFOs on the moon, UFO videos on the moon. This is definitely the place. And over the years, we have this small knit community that's here, absolutely supporting this channel and helping it grow. I really love you guys for it, and I'll never be able to thank you enough. That's why I keep trying to make videos, and the videos won't stop. Hey, plunged. We just got well, we're still in the snowstorm, Darla. Weather is screwed up, guys. Totally screwed up. CME, that's what's causing the snow right now. And mark my words, maybe 2 days, 3 days, we'll be back up to the warm weather, and it'll plunge up really high. So there's a major disturbance over North America, all the way down to the States, all the way down to Nunavut here at the end of Quebec. The weather is in turmoil. So now El Nino, they're talking about it. El Nino is not supposed to be reacting this way, but it is now. It's not supposed to be sending cold down, and it's doing a whole bunch of different things and sending heat down. And it's just absolutely incredible. Elias, thank you so much, sir. Bro, thank you, man. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. Open D birthdays. Who else's birthday? I want to play the guitar.
Kim Ray. More than one researcher shows that the pyramid stones are poured. I've heard of that. Thank you for bringing that up. Geopolymer. I would not have remembered that, having seen that such a long time ago. But yeah, but like you probably mentioned that around the time that I mentioned where they are melting rock, and I saw it with the coil inside, and you see that they picked through the stone, and on the side of the stone, I'm sure maybe even Kim Ray saw it herself. You can see that there's a coil inside with the stone. Like we don't do that today, right? Maybe it was a cleaner energy, very clean energy. Free energy is here. It's going to be out. So welcome all newcomers. Susan Ravella, how are you doing? Please join us in the chat. Yeah, we have fun, guys. And if anyone's curious about my research and wants to know how come you're getting all these UFOs on the moon, have you ever met so-and-so? Have you ever been reached? Have you ever been threatened? Yes, 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 and yes. It's all what you think. All the threats where you think they could have come from, came from. Exactly. And people really did not appreciate me showing the research. And it's still going on that people are trying to discriminate against it. But again, it's a free will. I'm all for it. It's funny. It keeps me on my feet. And at the same time, we get a different array of many different people here, childish people, some very intelligent people that come here. A lot of military people come here. I thank you all for that. Those of you in the military, hats off to you guys. I'm telling you, for coming here. States, a lot of people from some other countries. I got a lot of information from some pilots back in the days. And when I had met John Lear, and I met a slew of people, and that's why I'm blocked. Honestly, that's, the sun out today for the first time, filling my living room. Lucky you. Feels so nice that we're getting more snow here 2 last days. Yes, because of the CME coming. So there's radiation coming to Earth in a couple of hours. It will be here. So thanks, brother. Because the true slaves of Egypt were the so-called blacks of today. This is why they lived. They have chiseled off the nose the biggest identity theft in history. Totally possible. That's why I said it before. There's a theory that Egyptians could be black. I'm not going to spit on that one. Absolutely. And look at it the way you want. I'm not going to get in too deep about the race and the slave, because blacks enslaved the blacks not that long ago. And that's how it all started in Africa. But before that, yes, like you said, the slaves of Egypt, okay, the so-called blacks of today, that can absolutely be. Absolutely be. But those slaves, black slaves, for example, if you are right, there were also the black hierarchy Egyptians, right? And look at the way you want. The blacks made the first cross. If you look at the Ankh, if the Egyptians were black. And for me, it's something beautiful to talk about. And I'm open-minded, whether they were black or not. They're still Egyptians, and I think it's okay for people to ponder over some of those ideals. It might insult some people. As a matter of fact, Egyptian authorities were saying that it was racist to assume that aliens had built the pyramids, and I think it's more or less naive. They're lying through their teeth about it. That's a fact. Yeah, they lie about it. Absolutely. Humanity is much older than we are being told. That I also believe that, Star Hunter. A lot older also. And listen, they're starting to talk about it, right? They have astrophysicists, astronomers, the pros, whatever, theoretical physicists. They're all talking about particle physics. They're all saying that the moon's older now. Now, a lot older, by the way. It used to be the 4.5 billion years. Now it's like, it's going to be even older. They're changing things about the planets also and stuff. I mean, it's forever changing, and eventually will be maybe a bit closer to the truth. But it's the public always has another truth than the real truth. Like we get the UFO reports that are the public UFO reports where we never hear anything and they don't say anything. But it's going to come out. I admit that it's going to come out, and it's going to take maybe 10, 15, 20 years as compared to it being exposed this month and all of it coming out in the next 5 years. It might take a long time because they hold back information on top of everything being compartmentalized, as we all know, the secret projects, many different types of clearances for different types of secret projects. We have a secreter projects. We have ultra secret projects. You have secret projects. You have super high ultra secret projects. There's all these different levels. The president has no clearance or even a clue of up over that. That's a fact. He buried his spaceship under the pyramids. Well, David, as a matter of fact, we are waiting for information. I don't know if you heard it one of the last few streams that I mentioned. There is, and I confirm it, this is Ross Coulthart confirmed through David Grush and some whistleblowers that they're not allowed talking about it yet, but they have that information. Say to yourself, he knows where it is, okay? There's a UFO underneath a large building somewhere on this planet. The building has dual functions, and it's being used, obviously, to do engineering and geoengineering. What the hell am I saying? Back engineering. Right? They are back engineering. There's one in progress right now, back engineering program, secret program in the United States. And this is what they're hiding. The Pentagon's hiding it. I can only imagine DARPA, CIA, whatnot, but they're not all bad. You can't think they're all bad. Inside, there are some insiders, even on the intel community, intel committee, that are there to bring out truth. I hope we have Tim Burchett, Paula Luna. I keep repeating myself. They know a whole bunch of things, some firsthand whistleblowers. We're just waiting for the clearance to be able to bring it out. And if they don't bring it out, like Ross Coulthart said, they're going to play dirty. They're going to be playing dirty. They're going to be pointing and naming people. So get ready. In the coming days, weeks, we're going to get some names of some people at the Pentagon that are keeping secrets. That is going to come out, and that's going to cause them problems. Look at the Pentagon need more funding because they sent everything off to Ukraine. So now they're going to be asking for more funding, but they're not going to get a bloody cent until they give the information for what hopefully the Congress is going to ask them. Because now the Congress has to do their deed to be able to push the truth coming out from these associations, which, by the way, are not even the government and that are running the states. They have hell of a big saws. Yeah, absolutely. They were, they machined it all. They made everything. Saw marks, drill holes. Yep. Drill holes, saw mark. The same things as we have today, Anika. Absolutely. The same things that we have today. But they did it better. And there's cuts and designs on the stone 2,000 plus years ago that we cannot do today with the equipment that we have. It doesn't make any sense, but it does make sense because they hid the truth about the past. So now you can only imagine, we're not stupid. You must all know that there's hundreds of thousands of artifacts buried on Earth, right? And I bet you they know where it is. And you know what? They talk about one building over a UFO. How many buildings are buildings where tourists visit all year and that pay for the funding that's being done in the basements? I'm telling you guys, they're doing secret retrieval programs with alien technology, which is very concerning because it's going to be used for war, right? Look at Neuralink. Elon Musk said it himself, artificial intelligence and stuff. If used for good, sure, it's going to be good. But if it gets in bad hands, it's not going to be good at all. Ben, c'est ça que le monde dit. Ouais, fais attention à Léos. Whether it's true or not, Timu is apparently a virus, like a Trojan horse that they say, I guess Chinese, most likely. Yeah. Yep. Boring drill technology. And not just that, they had the technology and they had the bloody tools. They were master masons. That's exactly what it is. So you could imagine that the rubble laying around is, if everything was built out of stone, that's why there's a lot of remnants left from ancient civilizations. But they're hiding the fact that they had advanced tools, and I mean that's just it's crazy. Thanks so much for coming by the stream, everyone. Metal pipe and it was rusted away. Yep, it's hardness. Absolutely. It can cut through anything, cut through titanium with water. Literally, you can cut through diamonds with water. I'm pretty sure. Water jet cut through anything. And that would have been um, a technology that for sure they would have had. And I believe they would have been combining that. Maybe even those boreholes that we see could have been done with water jets. Absolutely. Did you hear Kim Ray about the pipe? Where is it? It's in India somewhere, or maybe I'm wrong. Pakistan, I don't know, but it is a metal that iron or something. I don't know what it's out. It's a big pole or something, a worship pole or something, but it doesn't rust, and it should rust. And the finish on it, this object was done like over 1,000 years ago, and they don't know how they did it to make that metal not rust because it's regular iron, if I'm not mistaken, or something. And you're gonna say, well, iron won't rust, or maybe I'm wrong. But no, it should be rusted, and it's not rusted at all. Blog them. Bruce's a box in the Egyptian Museum. In the back corner is a must see. I'll pick it up later. Always keep all the good stuff tucked away in the corner. Oh, that of course. They hide everything. They hide everything. Information is there for everyone to see, you know. Absolutely, Susan. Yeah, there's some nice back in the 1700s, 1800s, well, maybe 1800s, some really, really old images. And you can see that, like, literally, they dug away with the sand, right? Because it was buried. The Sphinx was literally buried. So you would have had just the top of the head, probably, was probably buried itself, also, you know. That's the Aswan quarry. Yep. The scoop marks. Exactly, Anika. The Aswan quarry. Exactly. And think of it. They buried that and it's cut. It's cracked on the top. So they decide, well, we'll just sort of. Do you not think an ancient civilization would have done everything in their power just to patch that up? Nope. We're going to make another one. Don't worry about it. We're going to make another obelisk. Yeah, through us. That's what they do. We build everything. We are their toilet paper. They wipe with us. They wipe our asses with us, and we're the ones that build everything. They throw us some fish once in a while. We run after bread. That's what they do. Everyone must, because we get someone every time that asks. So, but the Nile used to run through there before it migrated. Yep. It was very plentiful in vegetation and flora and everything, or fauna, whatever you call it. Lots of flowers and vegetation. It's going to be huge when it comes out. It's going to be huge. Yeah, well, there's a problem with that. Like I said, 7,000, 12,000 years ago. And how did the Nile have, water there if there was no water there before? That's a little weird too. They made dams and everything. They were very advanced. Exactly, Susan. Why is the head so little? Because the head was maybe too big and then it came off, but no, I don't know. Sort of like a Beetlejuice sort of thing. It's a lot smaller than the body, and it's proportion. It's out of proportion, definitely. Um, is was it an animal head that was there and it scared them and they cut it off? It would make sense because they said it's humans that are there now. And by the way, where I said cut it off, if you look at the Sphinx's face, you notice the face is extra, but you had those cut off sides on the side there. Like they maybe tried to make it look Egyptian. Maybe it wasn't. But again, not insulting Egyptians, right? I don't know why they would feel insulted. Every time I'm reminded about these ancient texts, I feel we are living a parallel universe. Yes, they had those, and we have tech, AI, and nothing working for us. Absolutely. I mean, look at it the way you want. Okay, 2,000 plus years ago, I just showed you the advanced tools that they had. And now let's just back up a couple of hundreds of years. I'm pretty sure that there's some artifacts even here. Indians, they were wearing leather skin, okay, and they had tomahawks and rocks as axes and stuff. Come on, guys, all right, making flints and stuff with rocks. 2,000 years after the Egyptians had made roads, running water, and everything. What do you mean? That's because it's the cataclysmic events between all the empires, right? Every time something happens, 332 BCE, they say it was done, and then Alexander the Great, and does it even exist? May never even know. I refuse to believe the granite is human concrete. There are ways to tell, but that doesn't mean Pumapuku and others aren't made that way. Sure. If they're melting rock, they could be melting rock and making mountains and making houses out of it. But who knows? Yep. Liar after lie. That's well said, Ask Me. I believe that. As a matter of fact, the head that was before that could have been an Indian head, right? And then the head before that was maybe a black head, and then they took it off. But look at it the way you want. I asked, oh my gosh, almost hundreds of years ago. No, but I asked a long time ago, and asked my mother, asked my friends, why were all the Greek statues, the noses were bashed in and the peckers were taken off? You're not going to say no. They're all like that. Arms and fingers taken off. And then I had this crazy thought. What if all the Greek statues had 6 fingers? Or what if, they were taking off, hiding certain features on the statue? There's no way of knowing what type of nose was there, right? It's stupid, but it makes you think. And like Ask Me said, I believe that that's what they do, time after time after time after time, century after century after century. Ask Me, what would have to be a fact if what you said is happening generation, not century after century after millennium after millennium? How is the secret being held if there's no communication between the races? It's not just by finding what's in the caves. It's because aliens are interacting with human technology, or we back engineered some stuff. We're doing it today. I don't know how far back we back engineered alien technology, but we're doing it today. That's a fact. Yep. Anubis. And Anubis had a dog head, right? It's like a human body. And there's speculation that it could have been a representation or the tomb of that pharaoh or king. Anubis. And I said Anubis, but it's Anubis. It does make sense. I am Mandela affected, actually. A lot of people I know don't believe in it, but no matter what you want to call it, there is an effect of that, because I did the test myself and asked me 100%. They all need to make it fit their narrative. Yep, always. Jen, how are you? Jason Bashirs has a comprehensive video on the Sphinx. Awesome. Good for him. Not really Mandela affected. Susan Ravella says LA. But maybe that's why you are having problems in this lifetime, or feeling emotionally the life sucks at times because of the Mandela effect. And guys, like, don't get that in my head. Thank you, Darla DeLam. I love that. You're also very long here. How do you do that? You are following literally all videos and live from Bruce. She's been here for ages, my friends. But it's good. If I could, I did the same, but it's more searching these information. Yes, M. Dutch, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. Darla's going to let me go in her yard this summer to be able to see if there's any aliens there, and then she'll not have me back. Professions of the Equinox, a Sphinx from Leo 12,000 years ago to 24,000 years ago or 36,000 years ago. Yeah. Equinox, we just went through that. Spring, and now with there's going to be that devil comet beside the sun on the 8th, April 8th. We'll be watching that. I hope, guys, please hope before I get off here. Hope that I will be able to get a chance to see the eclipse for you all, and get the comet also beside the comet. Maybe do some tests. I'm going to be careful with the infrared. I don't want to destroy it. The Sphinx has a hole in the top of its head. Yep. And yeah, a literal compartment, a doorway. And what's his nuts? His nuts are where they hold the gold. The old leader, Zawi Hawass, went under the Sphinx when they found the hole on the side of it. He went down for days covered. Yeah, I wonder why. Probably emptying it, right? Not a mystery. Very simple. What do you think? Expect to be found in a land that was once under an ocean. Yeah, for example. Weight of water alone is mind-boggling. Yes, and there's no turning back. It'll compress the ground into stone, especially after thousands of years. You know. Yeah, bull crap. You found nothing, eh? Yeah, incredible obelisk, massive, 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 massive. And you see the obelisk is like this big, and you see the people, the size of the people there. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. Person telling the story is lying. Vatican holding the archives is lying. Hello, Nicole S. Very simple. Whoever is telling us the story is lying. Throw out the old teachers, and with the time is now for the truth. Absolutely. I recommend Bruce. Thank you very much to be the new truth teller. Thank you. Ask me for that. Love you, my friend. Because I'm showing raw evidence, and I'm applying a couple of theories without trying to bend space and time or anyone's reality. Thanks again, Jen, for being here. One piece, large, heavy, and straight cuts. Yes, all one piece, all one cut, and designs in it and everything, just like lasers. It's crazy. And not just that, they would have machines like production machines for sure to do all this. That's nuts. The Egyptians ordered the pyramids from Timu. The ones from Wish are the small ones. Everyone from Wish is miniature. That's very interesting. As a matter of fact, did you know that they say that there were Egyptians? Here's the rumor in Ohio. And apparently, the Egyptians went all the way to the Grand Canyon because there's stone in Egypt that is only found in the Grand Canyon. What do you think of that? Maybe they had transportation. And now look at it the way you want. Imagine a bunch of primitive people using slaves in sandals in the sand. Could you even move a picnic table in the sand? Seriously? Like you can't even compress roads there? So right now in Egypt and all that, imagining the sand, you can't imagine what was there. You don't see the forests, and you don't see probably the mountains that were there and hills that were probably destroyed in a flood. There was definitely a flood, whether it be the flood of the Bible or not. There was more than one flood here on earth, that's for sure. We see floods. Major flood too. Yeah. Yeah, they knew their stones. They knew what they were using. They had to, and how the heck could they have known that? 2 on Rumble? I'm surprised. Okay, it's you and someone else. Okay. Nobody here on Rumble. Do you believe that, Darla? Free rare UFO videos that nobody on Rumble is showing, by the way. But that's where people get mad. And I have a lot of people even using my work now, and a lot of channels are starting to, which I am happy. Some people are starting to talk about some of the things that I'm talking about and some of the things that I'm finding. So good. I hope it has a little bit of an effect, because we all do, look at it the way you want. Even Crow 777 with his, lunar wave, that now he's changing the ideal of it. Now he thinks more of a firmament wave, which I think is very healthy when you change your theories and ideals and beliefs about a certain thing, because science is evolving all the time, and so is religion, and so is um, um, humanity. We're evolving, open-mindedness. Uh, we're not doing too good. We're actually a closed-minded human civilization now. We're getting more closed-minded. Don't ever let freedom of speech end, and we don't have to be aggressive and violent. It pisses them off because the governments want us to be aggressive, and if we're aggressive, that's when they'll come and get us. But we won't be able to give them that chance. They won't be able to have that chance if we peacefully protest. They arrest people here in Canada when they peacefully protest and block their bank accounts, but it can't be done for long. It can't be done for very much longer. We still got some people in jail from the Ottawa protest, by the way. A lot of people probably won't even believe that. Best thing you can do is challenge your own thoughts always against the status quo. Absolutely. Of the times, do battle with it. No, it's a false doctrine in their speaking. Yep. And they're making their false speaking and false indoctrination a reality where people are upside down. There's no two ways of putting it. It's that the truth is like this, and it looks the same upside down. It's just turning it around. So you get there the first time and you see, oh gosh, that's straight up. That's the sky and that's the ground. But in reality, that's the ground and that's the sky. Right? Right? I'm not being Baphomet there. Bruce, supposedly they say it's glyph over glyph, but I call bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Who knows if there is even any, LA, the submarine. I know it's because you're talking about the depiction of the one that was written tank that I said it could be a boat. I also spoke about it several live streams ago, and you're spot on. It is 100% the exact shape and form of a submarine. You're right about that. Did the pyramid rest under an ocean at one time? Question. Yes. As a matter of fact, more than one, and I think there's one that's starting to appear now. Recently, water started going down. It was it China, Tibet, or China, and you saw this 500 to 700-year-old Buddha statue, I think. And if I'm not right, I hope I'm not wrong about the date, but it seems to me it was that. Very old Buddhism, right? Thanks a lot. Facts. 1987. Thank you. The bee might be what they observed. The bee might be what they observed and learned that flying was possible as inspiration. Well, you see, that makes a lot of sense because our own planes, LA, like me, a lot of you, the Wright brothers themselves. I mean, how do you think the first plane is designed? It's designed on a bird, wings, the wings of a bird, of course. The exact same thing. As a matter of fact, that's one stream that we did have here. Crypto Beehive, boat, not tank. You see, I thought submarine at the beginning or boat. Definitely. It actually, you know what? It looks like the boats from the 70s and 80s. It looks like a yacht from the 70s and 80s. But I agree with 100% with LA. It looks like a submarine too. A depiction. One underneath looks like a UFO in a bubble. And I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. The bee might be what they observed and learned that flying was possible as inspiration. I agree with that. Very possible. Red ochre painting of Tutankhamun's mark. Oh, really, eh? Alien. Thanks, Ask They certainly loved hats and jewelry for sure. Well, that is so interesting that you mentioned the jewelry part, because as a matter of fact, there's so many parts to doing the research, and nobody knows it all, nor do I. But did you know that they used earring? Hey, where's my? There it is. The moon. Susan Ravelli gave me a star in the moon. Thanks again, Susan and Rocky. The Egyptians used to wear jewelry, but it was not jewelry. Did you know that? They did not wear metal around them to be depicted as jewelries or even riches. It had a spiritual, magical value. And as a matter of fact, in the ear, it was equal with the center of the head. And you can look this up. And the reason why they pierced their ears, it was because it was an ancient technology that they knew about medicine and healing and communication. I didn't even mention what the ancient Egyptians could possibly have also known a lot about, and I'm sure that you're probably even was expecting me to talk about it: sound waves, levitation through sound. The metal plates where people do the experiment and put the sand or salt on it, and you um, amplify different hertz, 1, 2, 3, 4 hertz. And when you do that, you get all these Mandela like shapes, very, very incredible shapes like triangles, squares, perfectly symmetrical. When you change the frequency, you get a different depiction of all that. So I believe if ever they built symmetrically, they would have built symmetrically by seeing those shapes and forms. And I believe somehow in the past, think of it, a natural phenomena could have occurred where the ground was like a vibrating plate, and all that depiction, appeared. They could not see certain things because if they weren't flying, they couldn't get high up to see exactly what the ground looked like unless they went on the mountain. Because around the world there's a lot of what they call alien and or tribal of Indian markings and pathways and rocks that are placed all over the world that are still there, and markings in the ground like burnt into the ground and stuff like that. And you can see that when you go upwards, higher up. But what they don't understand is that that was built a long time ago, and they don't understand how they could have built that and have a perfect depiction of an alien figure, because like some alien figures, lots of weird stuff that you see on Google Earth, eh? Be because of the key of the bee buzz vibration. Yep. We're talking about frequencies, Jen. Frequencies. Uh, you know, if ever I do see a craft land, guaranteed the gift I will have for him is my resonator guitar. It's what I'm going to give to him. If he doesn't smack it over my head and he brings it with him, it would be a nice gift to give them back. As a matter of fact, it would be sort of a lot of satire, because I think that they invented music, invented frequencies for sure. Do they? The hell's that? Do they find frequencies? Um, you know, are they musically inclined? Maybe. Does it interest them? Maybe. They say that I'm seeing something stuck on my microphone. Please allow me to take it out. It's bugging me there. Right. So, anyways, I rambled on enough about that. They rather tell you aliens built it than to give them credit for what they cannot do themselves. Absolutely. And again, I'm not going to take it away from the possibility that the people, Egyptians, black or not, the ones that were there, could have been more advanced than us, and quite simply, a better technology. And when there was a big cataclysmic event, well, we literally lost all information. Literally lost all information. They could have been way more advanced than us back in the days. Yep. Absolutely, Stephen A. Thank you so much. I'm Dutch. Appreciate that, my friends. Before I get off, I want to thank everyone for coming by. Hey, listen, there was a lot of people watching the streams here today. This is the second time I see that many people come by the stream, and I thank you very much for the interest. Get another good video up tomorrow, which I'm going to be working on this evening. Pat, give me a shout out again if you're down any other time in the area, so we can go have a coffee, man. And I'm sorry about having missed you this afternoon. All of it, man. Smash the like button, everybody. Thanks for appreciating it, Darla. Hey, Freezy. Freezy. Le Freezy. In the house. Merci beaucoup, mon frère. Thanks again, everyone. Hey, thanks a lot for appreciating the video, you guys. Thank you very much, Elias. Yeah, we had some fun, guys. It is, M. Dutch. You're right about that. Absolutely. Perfect symmetry on the face of Ramses statue. Yes, yes, in Memphis Museum. Yeah, that is something else. Yeah, so you know a lot about some of the artifacts and statues. That's a good one. Good. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Anika. Thanks a lot, Susan. I love you guys. Thanks for the encouragement. Bill, how are you? Thanks, Bill. Are you finished? I hear you're talking and the guitar's jumping around. The Smithsonian and yeah, law cover up everything. They bought a giant, the Smithsonian bought a giant body that they said that was filled with real parts from a long time ago that they had tried to invent this fake body, and it was destroyed. It was destroyed. I don't know whether it was thrown in the ocean or ripped to shreds. They bought it for $1.5 million. You can look that up yourself. The Smithsonian, they buy artifacts. When they buy artifacts, they declare that they're not real and they destroy them or they put them away and hide them. That's obviously what they're doing. It's incredible that they can do that. The truth is coming, guys. I'm telling you. I feel in 4 days something's going to happen. There's no eclipse, there's no nothing, and the CME should be arriving tonight. But if it's not the sun that gives us a blackout, it could be something good happening. Good times are coming for us. I believe that 100%. Well said. My friend asked me. Thanks for coming by, man. Thanks a lot, Bill. I really thank you all for coming by. Some saying these pyramids are a lot deeper. Yes, straight down. How about that? Absolutely. Maybe there were ancient terrorists back in the time that were running all through those tunnels called the Hamasios or something. Some aliens from another planet. Yeah, pun intended. But in reality, a lot of you, like me, know that there are so many tunnels around Earth. Some are still being seen. There are ancient sites of ancient technology, different lights that are illuminating an entire cave, a cavern. There's the Black Pyramids or pyramid in Alaska that could furnish electricity forever for free energy to Canada. All these things exist, and you can be sure there are people doing secret projects on it. But now that the elites are doing bad things, be reassured that the aliens are here to protect Earth, not necessarily you and me, but they're not going to harm us, I believe, even though I believe there are bad races. Here in this dimension, the battle has already been on. There's maybe battles going on all the time, but it's not the big battle of the first battle. They're protecting Earth, and they don't want nuclear, right? Admiral Byrd is diary, supposedly, if his child was telling the truth, talked a little bit about some of the people inside of Earth that were actually saying that they have to stop the nuclear. Apparently, what's going on is that the nuclear that is smashing here on Earth, Hiroshima, everything, is affecting somewhere in the solar system or another dimensions, and it's affecting itself. And that, is the root cause apparently why aliens are here. It's not that they're coming here; they're already here. It's just that there may be not as many here. You know how we have people stationed in Iraq? We used to have like soldiers stationed in Iraq, and then at one point went from 1,200 soldiers to 10,000. Well, maybe that's what's going to happen with the aliens here. There are more present, the aliens, during war times. They've been seen way back during Hitler. They talk about the Dietlock that used to operate on red mercury, iodine or red mercury, and they were far advanced. Even them, they were doing back engineering. So, hey guys, I had an amazing time. I can't thank you all enough for coming by, the generous support. Subscribe to the channel if you want to help this channel grow. We're having an infrared drone coming very soon. And again, I need all your feedback on that. Any of you that have experience with the drone. And we're going to have some incredible videos of me following UFOs. Do you guys believe me? Following UFOs, running after them with the drones. Those of you who say, well, they're going to run away from you. Yeah, okay. I'm still gonna test and do a whole bunch of tests with that. And if you are new to the channel, please go back to the last few videos. I'm filming hundreds of UFOs rising up from here. You know, they're interacting with me also. It's a beautiful situation. For me, it feels like a beautiful situation. And thank you very much, everyone, for listening to me. Every time you come by the streams, I love you all so much. And I mean that. I'll see you all in the comment section. Thanks for the comments too. Bye-bye for now. Thanks, mods.